MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Cadnace.
And good morning. The weekend is over, and here we all are back January the 24th. And look who showed up today.
I'm here.
Did y'all hear the
I'm
low?
surviving.
How do you feel? You back to normal?
No, I'm not back to normal, but I just don't think you are back to normal for a little while after that. It wasn't like the common cold, I'm just going to tell you.
Because there's been a lot of talk of this one. It's just, you get a sniffle and you're okay.
Yeah, it's not like that.
So you're telling me...
It wasn't like that for us. It was like a bad flu. And it's just like it goes in, the symptoms go in phases. It's kind of like, you get over the bad part and you think, okay, I'm doing good. And then you lose your taste.
Oh, so you have no taste now?
Yeah, I can't taste anything.
You're going to be a horrible cook for a few weeks.
Well, our house got hit by lightning, so we still have a stove anyway right now. Like we're just cooking on a electric skillet and a microwave. We do have a stove, but they have to come we changed to gas on our stove, so they've got to come put the line in.
Now,
anyway,
the bad part about all this isn't that taste is I've heard several people say that it's been months since they had it and they still have not gotten their taste back.
Yeah, that's what me and my husband were talking yesterday. It's so weird because we lost the taste on the same day. He cooked like a hamburger or something on the grill yesterday, and I'm like, what this tastes. I mean, I don't taste anything. We were eating dill pickle like on the hamburger. You couldn't taste it.
So, of your disease that you had, which you had cooties,
disease.
What would you say was the worst part? How many days into it, and what was the worst thing that you experienced with Omicron?
The worst thing was the headache. It was the worst headache. I mean, I have a high tolerance for pain. I mean, I really do, and I was crying.
Oh.
I mean, I was crying. My head hurt so bad. And it was the day that we went and got tested. And I asked the doctor's office, we were sitting out in the car. And I called and I'm like, can y'all give me anything for a headache? And they were like, no, you got to call your doctor. Well, our doctor was out sick too with it. So he FaceTimed us the next morning.
And said, don't bother me?
No, he was super nice, but called us in some stuff. And my headache had kind of subsided by then because I had taken so much Excedrin migraine.
So you rate the headache being the worst part
of this? The headache and the body aches. I felt like somebody had beat me in my hips. It was the craziest thing. Your joints
had you been hung in a door or anything, or was it just...
No. I mean, your joints ache all over your body. Mine did. My husband's did. So I guess it affects people different. I don't know. I hope none of y'all have to go through it.
Ooh.
And,
I've heard tell of it is all I can say.
Yeah, it's just not, it didn't affect us lightly. So
I can't handle a common cold. It's worse. The colds are bad. I mean, for men it's bad, but this stuff sounds like when it grabs you. And you have no clue as to how you even got it, do you?
No, I mean, we were at work. I wiped down all my stuff, and I wasn't wearing a mask constantly or anything. But if somebody had come in with sniffles, I would take precaution,
Right.
But anyway, I just it's weird though. Like I said, how you think you're over it, and then all of a sudden the congestion starts 4 or 5 days into it.
Right.
And then you taste, it's kind of like you'd think all that stuff would hit in the beginning, but anyway.
Woo!
So, but we were out of quarantine, thank goodness, and
doing better, little by little.
Little by little.
It was a cold morning. If you stuck your toe outside this morning, 29 as you woke up there around 5 o'clock this morning. And it will get to 60 today. We got a little rain coming in later tonight and a slight chance in the morning. So, and then the temperatures will go back down. So we got some cold nights ahead of us. And we'll keep you informed of all what the weather is doing there. A lot of welcome backs that you're getting this morning here.
Thank y'all.
And we do appreciate that. Yes. A few things that's happened since you've been out. We got the information on this Friday morning, and they still have not located this. So I want to bring this back up. There's we hadn't been on television since this happened. I want to share it. As we look at this, New South Ford has had a couple of trucks stolen. They're still looking for these. To my knowledge, they have not been found. This is one of them. This is a Lariat. That's a beautiful truck. Mm-hmm. It's been taken. Also, a Dodge truck has been taken. It's a dually. Because you'll look at these, be on the lookout for these. If you see something, let the Meridian Police Department know, or you can call New South 4 directly, and they'll get in touch with the police. But those are two, and those are not cheap vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Does it have the earmarks of somebody telling? They broke in and went to where they keep the keys on the rack. Yeah. Something suspicious about that. Somebody saw something, told somebody something where something was.
Yeah.
And we'll see where that leads us. We've got that going on. Also, on Friday, there was a threat to Neshoba County schools, a bomb threat. And unlike others, the Neshoba County Sheriff's Department and Philadelphia PD went into action. They called in other people. An arrest was made by the person who made the threat online. They got him.
That's good that they got him.
Yeah, zero tolerance on this needs to happen.
Yeah.
This also, if you were riding around Meridian, you went up Bunton Gun Road, and you go, well, where is Bunton Gun Road? E.V. Harrington's old store. Everybody remember that on Poplar Spring Drive? If you happen to see this car sitting there, let me put this where you can see it better. This was a stolen car. I saw it sitting there 2 or 3 days. And
really?
I went on about my merry little business there. And the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department happened to take a look at it, and, well, whoops, it was a stolen car.
Where was it? Did they know where it was stolen from?
City of Meridian.
Okay, in town.
In town. And they drove it, I guess, till it ran out of gas and, well, decided that was a good place to leave it.
Goodness.
So hopefully the owners have gotten that back by now. And we'll get into some of this. That is one of the biggest crimes. And I mentioned this earlier. I don't do a lot of reporting on stolen vehicles because a lot of times people just hadn't made the payments on a car and they get repossessed and they think it's been stolen, but not the case. This also happened yesterday, I believe is when it was. Quitman, Mississippi. They went in to eat in a restaurant in downtown Quitman and came back out. Their Jeep was gone. They put out a bolo on that. It passed through Meridian up Minnebucket Road, and it was found later in Alabama yesterday afternoon. So
was it okay? Or
yeah,
was it
to my knowledge.
down?
So
some people will strip it down.
Oh yeah, I watched that episode of Dukes of Hazzard. Do you remember that?
Or, no, which one? Because I mean, there was so many of them where
they had the ring of where they were stripping the cars.
Yeah,
it was funny that Boss Hogg was really behind it. But also, and we do this on a sad note of having to report this. This happened late Saturday night, exit 157, and if you can't register where 157 is, it's right outside of town with a Macon exit where you'd either go to Macon or Quitman on I-20. And this is the scene of that. It claimed a life. A gentleman was driving a Buick car at a high rate of speed and rear-ended the back of an 18-wheeler. The car flipped 5 times.
Oh, my goodness.
It was entrapment. The Meridian Fire Department got there. He was deceased at the scene, and we hate to even have to say stuff like that.
And he was a resident of Lauderdale County.
Yes. Awful to have to tell everybody that. And that was as the family members were finding out early Sunday morning as that happened. Just sad.
So many tragedies lately.
It has been. So that happened, and we wanted you to know about that as well. And it just strikes you. It pulls at your heart. And then also Neshoba County back in there, along with the Sheriff's Department, they made a drug bust. And as we pull this up, what is shocking about this is, and I'll tell you in a second, here's $25,000 worth of marijuana.
That right there.
Yep. I would not know what the value of marijuana is.
I wouldn't either. I mean...
Now, we both know that there's good marijuana and bad marijuana that is used for people that have cancer and things.
Yeah.
But this is like against the law. But comments on here, I was shocked at some people going, well, why did they bust them for that? It's not a good thing. Apparently, you've never had anybody in your family hooked on drugs, and telling you,
there's been a lot of things lately that
you shake
blows
your
my
head
mind. Yeah, it blows my mind.
And we'll get into what's fixing to blow your mind. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, it blows my mind that people think, oh, that's okay. What's wrong with that? I mean, okay.
And I'm dead serious about this. If you have never dealt with anybody that is on drugs, that don't know where they are, that they destroy families, all they want is money, they will not work, and I rate them as sorry and no good. I speak from experience here. and you think that's okay. Apparently, your family, you've never been called at 3 a.m. over and over, I'm in jail, come get me out for the 200th time.
Right.
I need $20 to get home. I need $500 to pay my attorney. It goes on and on. It never changes. I have no feelings, and I'm being honest about this. Zero none. I have no sympathy for a person who does this.
I think the people who are for stuff like that, though, are
Partakers?
either actually partaking in it or, and they, maybe people do it and they have a handle on it, they think, or, I don't know. But not everybody's like that. Not everybody can handle it, and it does affect it. Spews on over to everybody else, and it affects everybody else.
And let me explain this. This stuff was legal in other states. And when you go buy this stuff, there are criminals that mix other things in this to make it spread further.
Right.
Well, the person I'm referring to got a hold of some of that. They're worthless in life because it's affected their brain.
Yeah. That's the sad thing is some people think, especially from what I've seen in my years on this earth, I've seen young people like try stuff and try it one time and be hooked on it. And that's the sad thing. And
that's meth.
Yeah.
Meth exists in our neighborhoods. It does. It's everywhere. And it's not, it's those thugs down the street. No, it's people that look just like you and me that are addicted to this stuff. They don't always show it. Now, some of the thugs show it, and they got the scabs all over their face, but there's people that don't look like that are hooked on this stuff.
And it's sad. I mean, a lot of these people have children in the home while they're doing all this mess. And, I mean, I've seen stuff where labs, like meth labs, have blown up in the home. Kids are burned, killed.
Prime example that you brought that up.
Things.
I read this morning where a mother was on meth, and she was delusional. She took her baby to the attic and wrapped a blanket around it, thinking she was protecting it. It killed the child, smothered it to death. That's what happens with drugs.
Yeah.
And so I'm really that old boy with the cowboy hat that goes, zero tolerance. I'm against it, as they say. That's my small thoughts on these kind of things.
Yeah.
Did I go overboard on that?
No, I mean, the people who are affected they're a lot more passionate about it, if you've been affected about it. And that's with drugs, alcohol, anything. So.
Yeah. I don't drink because I know that years and years ago I've seen through the course of my family people that drank.
Right.
They just can't handle it. So I ain't touching it. I hadn't had a sip of anything since I was 21 years old. Don't want it.
Yeah.
One beer would make me fall out. But that's my small thoughts on that. Terry said, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
I'm getting around to it. As we turn to thank some of our sponsors that do business with us every day that help you, and that's what we have, is sponsors that are very helpful to you in the community, and that's Snowden & Company. They do a lot for us by selling your homes. They've got people that are known throughout the area. Some of the best sales representative you'll get, and also as we welcome Elizabeth to the staff, they sell your home, or, well, maybe they find you a home. Whichever the case is, they're really good at this, finding that dream home or selling the dream home that you once had as you move on to the next level of your life. Right. That's the word. They pay close attention to detail, help you out, know what's going to sell a home, what someone else is looking for, because they know their clients. Whether the home is in the county that you're looking for, a city home, anywhere from Kemper, Lauderdale, Clark, even over to Jackson now they do this. Brandon, Flowood, look at this. They help you. That's what they do. Call them at 453-3937. They'll help you find the pond or whatever it is that you're looking for. Maybe a double wide with land, or maybe just an acre. You don't want to mow a lot of grass. They have those specifics. They'll help you there. Snowden & Company. Drop in today into the office or visit them online at snowdenrealestate.com. See Amanda. She'll help you out there. She'll hook you up with somebody that'll find that home for you. Certified real estate negotiating expert, and she is a designated seller representative. Poplar Springs Drive is where you'll find them. Snowden & Company. See them today.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Why do bikers hire us after their accident? Let's ask them.
I was on my way home, and a car just rear-ended me. I called Richard Schwartz because I needed help with the medical bills. I feel like his team has done a great job in representing me and taking care of me. Don't hesitate to call Richard Schwartz. That one call, it will make a difference.
One call, that's all.
And another thing that went on in the Meridian area last night, well, gunshots were reported about 6:30 last night near the Carousel Apartments. And if you don't know where that is, let me pull this up and show you a diagram of where all this is. Right here, this is going to be 8th Street. Carousel Apartments sits right here. It was reports of shots fired there. And as neighbors text me, they said they heard maybe as many as 40 to 50 rounds. It was several clips that were unloaded. Well, you think, well, that nobody got hurt. Yeah. Well, they didn't get hurt, but a car did get hit by bullet fire last night. So it's confirmed it did happen. That happened right here in the streets of Meridian. As a few blocks later, let me pull this back up here, where you're sitting here, Carousel Apartments, about right there, just north on the other side there, a police officer was involved in an accident. Someone hit his car. Well, they were getting out of there because their car had been hit by bullet fire. And they rear-ended the cop trying to get away from it all.
Goodness.
So things like that do happen in our community.
Yeah. And I feel for these people, especially like elderly people who are pretty much stuck where they are.
Yeah, you can't afford to buy another house.
You know, they can't move, and they've worked hard for everything they've had, and, you know, throughout the years, and they're there, and they can't move. They have no choice, and all this crime's going on around them. I mean, I just really, I do feel for people like that.
Now, that's not the only report of gunfire we had. There were shots everywhere. But over by the Coca-Cola plant, I had somebody contact me, said they saw it happen. Gunfire, clips emptied. A couple of them, the guy gets in his car, drives to the red light, acts like he ain't done anything, drives up Highway 39 like he's not bothering anybody. Why did he shoot? I don't know, but those bullets got to come down somewhere.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I kind of wish we could put more. I don't know anything about the stuff going on in the city as far as financial stuff and all that, but I mean, I know. I wish we could put more money towards fighting crime. I really do. I wish we could.
We got to start by getting more officers.
Yeah.
And this is a nationwide, this isn't just Meridian, Mississippi. This is the cops have been jumped on so bad by those that don't want law and order. And we are really getting to the point, we'll have some national stories here in a minute that show it's gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
People are not protected in the United States. And what happens with that? You eventually become a third world country when there's not law and order. You can't listen to certain groups that don't want to be arrested because my third cousin done that. That's all malarkey.
Yeah.
No matter your color, your race, if you do wrong, you're wrong.
Right.
Bottom line.
Right. And I mean, when it comes to the point to where your city is like, I mean, and I'm not just talking about like our city, I'm talking about all over this nation. Cities are collapsing. I mean, they're just, you know, crumbling within because they don't have any people, you know, they don't have enough officers. You got to give them incentives. I mean, you got to like try and pay them more or try to get more people. I don't know what the answer is, though. I mean, I can sit here and talk all day, I guess.
But you look at the population of Meridian, Mississippi, when I got in radio, it was 52,000, somewhere right around that mark. I think the last count, 32,000 in the city. Yeah. Why? Because it's flight. People are getting out of the cities and going to the counties where they feel safer.
Yeah.
Now, will that come to the counties? Yes, it will.
Yeah.
You got to, as Barney would say, nip it in the bud. Isn't that what Barney said?
Yeah. Yeah, nip it in the bud.
Early this morning around 5 a.m., I got a text that said, hey, something's going on out at the Chevron in Russell. Well, it turns out there was something going on. Fire departments ran out. It was an 18-wheeler hauling pallets that completely burned to the ground in the parking lot there of the Chevron.
Oh, goodness.
He had stopped to get fuel, was having him a cup of coffee inside, and looked out and goes, oof, my truck's on fire.
Oh, Lord, that would be awful.
So he lost the whole load, as they say. So he's unharmed. Nobody was hurt, but boy, and again, I have to really feel for all of you volunteer fire departments that get those beeps in the middle of the night and you have to try to find your shoes and a ball cap and go out and help somebody. I respect you.
Yes.
So we do say thank you for all that you do on that. Also, a house fire was reported last night in the 1800 block of 28th Avenue. It was engulfed. I haven't heard how that turned out, but the Meridian Fire Department was busy also. Those guys.
Nobody was hurt.
Yeah, no one was hurt, thank heavens.
Yes.
But hubba.
That sounds so funny.
You're light spoken.
I'm sorry.
Candace, light spoken is almost unreal.
You kind of have these little waves where you still kind of like feel like you're lightheaded or something.
Oh, I know. When I've had colds, even like that, if I turn my head real quick and back, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes you a little bit.
I have to admit, I had, I don't know any other way to word this other than just a pure D. I had a weenie moment yesterday.
What?
I went hunting and I thought, well, I need to put out some corn. And I didn't want to take my four-wheeler because I was going to, it was about a quarter mile off in the woods. I thought, I'll carry a bag of corn on down in there. So I throw it on my shoulder. I feel fine.
How many feet did you get before that bag of corn got even heavier?
Well, that was okay. It was after I got home, I ate supper, and I came up to the studio and I thought, that kind of hurt. There's reports that I was whimpering last night. And let me tell you, when I hit the what do you call those ibuprofen?
Ibuprofen.
Yeah, that where I had that surgery for the heart thing. I didn't even think about that, but I carried a bag of corn with that arm up like this for a quarter of a mile, and I was fine going in. But holy smokes, the pain that came later.
Yeah. Take the four-wheeler next time.
Yeah, I just haven't done a lot. It doesn't hurt to pick up anything anymore, but carrying something that far, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was like, ooh, every time I breathe, I go, ooh, ooh. Mm-hmm. And yes, that was kind of wimpy. So I admit my fault.
Sure that's a major, area where you had that surgery.
Whew.
I'm sure that's
so y'all watch that if you've ever had that surgery. Don't be toting a bag of corn a quarter of a mile into the woods.
Right. Or anything super heavy.
Yeah. Have mercy there. You almost look like you got a tan over the weekend.
I don't know. Could be jaundice. Who knows?
As we look around the state of Mississippi, more and more crime. You cannot hardly look at Jackson, Mississippi, any day of the week without going, oh my gosh, it's happened again. Somebody else murdered. I don't know what the murder rate is over there, but they've already got some. We find out this morning a double homicide at a motel there. There's been plenty since January 1st.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a total on that. Yeah. Jackson, Mississippi, the place not to go.
Because it was, 150
52 or 3 last year. I think 152. That's
start on
I know.
For the new year.
Also, we find out in Natchez, Mississippi, an 82-year-old gentleman had a wreck. I think it was Saturday night. He lost his life. He was confused and wrecked, and we pass along condolences to him, his family, rather, from that crash. He was traveling alone, kind of late at night there, and sad news there. Mm-hmm. It is Monday, and coming up, we're going to be doing the drawing for the Battle of the Bucks. So hang around for that. We're going to do that around 8:30 this morning.
Okay.
Give away a free mount. Who wants to win that?
Not long from now.
Okay.
7 minutes.
Kim Smith says she just spit her coffee out.
Yeah, I could be. Who knows?
What is that word?
That could be another ailment I got going.
I've heard the word. What's that mean that you got?
Where your skin's yellow, your liver issues. Hopefully I don't.
That's right. Yeah, don't be having no issues over there with that.
Let's hope I don't.
Let's see. Watching from Purvis, Mississippi, Glenn and Wanda Jackson. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all jumping on in there with us there. Anita Flo, Tony Keller, morning there. Sandy Kaz is up.
Mm-hmm. LaWanda Grantham, good morning. Joyce Gressick, good morning.
Yeah. And
thank y'all, all y'all. I just want to tell you, I know I wrote a little something on there the other morning on one of the comments, but thank y'all so much for your prayers, because, I felt every one of them. I watched every morning. I didn't want to comment or anything, but I would watch and just, your comments to make me feel good. I missed y'all. So.
Her husband said on the good side of things, she is losing weight now.
Well, I told him, I said, maybe us not being able to taste anything, maybe that'll make us both lose some weight.
Did your appetite get to where you didn't want to eat?
Yeah, you just really, you'd feel a little hungry, but then you're like, I'm not that hungry. Because if you can't taste anything, it's just not worth it. And then, you think about buying groceries, why do I want to spend all this money on like a roast? I can't taste it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to get some, whatever. Ooh. But anyway, yeah, we got out of the house yesterday though for the first time, so it was just,
good to see the normal peoples.
Yeah.
At least from the cab of a truck.
Yeah.
Angela
get out of the house.
White, good morning to you. Sandy White says she's going to work. Man, yes, she has to go through the let me test you line before she goes into work.
Yes.
That happens a lot there. Here's something that concerns us all. You've been watching Washington, what's going on up there. Biden said last week, hey, it's okay if you want to go ahead and invade a country. And then they had to all scramble and come out and go, oh, that was not good.
Yeah.
He can't talk. He can't do anything.
Yeah, they don't need to put him in charge of saying anything that has to do with war.
And this man is in charge of the United States Armed Forces. Like it or not, he is. They say that they are considering 50,000 troops having to go to Ukraine. Why? Because if you looked at the map, they've already let them build up. Russia is everywhere.
They're already outlining the border. I don't remember how many troops they said they had already on the ground. Waiting. I don't understand all this mess, though.
He wants to invade and make it part of Russia. And normally when you see that going, you go ahead and start precautions and you build up to where, well, it kind of makes them not want to do that. Not the case here.
I did hear this morning where they said that any United States citizens in Ukraine need to leave immediately.
Yes. The embassy is shutting down and they're out. Yeah. And it's, as we see, shipments of U.S. weapons that weren't left in Iraq were sent over there. They'll be left behind. We all know that.
Yeah.
Millions of taxpayer dollars left.
Which I will say, I got a little bit of firsthand information.
You got somebody behind the lines?
Somebody in the military
could phone in.
Past military said, that a lot of those things were dismantled. Like, they took a lot of stuff apart before it was left there. It wasn't like it was left operational.
We could jump in the Jeep and run off.
Right. I mean, I'm sure some stuff was, but not like major things.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But it's still taxpayer money.
Right. I mean, right.
Doesn't that just make you sick?
I guess what do you do, though, when you're a military person and you get that call, you got to go? I mean, they tell you
I know the
what
answer.
to do.
Can I raise my hand? You plan a withdrawal and you get all your stuff out. Unlike Biden, we're leaving today.
I know, but that's I'm talking about the actual troops.
It's not the troops' fault. It's Washington.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Damn.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just I have never in my life seen an administration like this.
And this goes hand in hand with what we're talking, because if y'all remember when this guy was running for president, he was for basically, like so many other officials, let's defund police. We support that. Let them have time to think about why they're burning buildings in this town. Let them burn off their steam and ruin everybody's business. Yeah, carjackings are up 510% nationwide as Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, New Orleans are spikes in crime. We see it here because we don't have enough police officers, because so many of them said, hey, I'm not getting shot at for such little money and then not respected, and the courts not have my back. Right. This is not over. This is going to get worse until officials that are elected back law and order. Laws that we already have on the book. We don't need new laws. We already have current laws right here. Use the laws that we have. Right. Arrest people for what they're doing wrong. Okay.
People just get a little slap on the wrist and it's just like these people who they keep letting out of jail, or, people who have been arrested for 10 years straight, at least once or twice a year for major things. And then all of a sudden they killed 2 or 3 people and, they're like, really? They did that? I mean, you've let them out continuously with a little slap on the hand. What do you expect? I mean...
And I bring up this next subject of, if you do not believe that gangs exist in Meridian, Mississippi, Philadelphia, Mississippi, any town in Mississippi or across America, gangs exist. Here's a perfect example of this. An innocent child in Chicago walking down the street, minded her own business. She is struck and killed by a stray bullet from what? Gang violence, shooting at one another. 8 years old, lost her life for no reason. This is America. We shouldn't even be saying stuff. America is the greatest nation in the world, and we've got this going on. Hoodlums, and I'll say it again, hoodlums running our country now because lawmakers don't do their job, including judges all the way down to DAs.
Right. Well,
do your job.
We have the 5-year-old locally that was killed. That it's still, I don't think anybody's been arrested about that, have they?
No, have not.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand where the outrage, like, where is the outrage for this child? Where's the outrage for these children?
I agree. Now, Glenn and Wanda Jackson asked, how did Jackson not make the 10 most dangerous cities in the state? He was the number one dangerous in the state of Mississippi, the last thing. I don't know how it ranked nationwide, but in Mississippi, Jackson was number one.
Yeah.
Meridian was 4. That's how it happened. I'd have to. I can't remember back on the others. Another flight, and I brought this up. If you don't believe, like if you go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or anywhere like that, and there's a sign outside that says you have to wear a mask to enter, and you don't agree with that, don't go in. Don't buy what they have. Go home, order it online, and have it shipped to your house. We've had 2 flights that were international flights leave the United States. An hour and a half into the flight, they have to turn around because somebody went nuts at 36,000 feet because they were told to put their mask on.
Yeah.
You know, it's simple. I don't like a mask, and I try to avoid places that make you do it. If I have to buy something from them, I'll buy by their rules.
Right.
Just common sense goes so far, America. It does.
I don't like a mask either, but
when you go places like that, you'll do it.
Yeah. So, especially after this episode.
Yeah. Here's something freaky that's in the news today. Biden tells Kamala he loves her in a speech. I love you, man. It was kind of sentimental there. They're strange.
They are strange.
Does she own a dress? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I have never seen her without the Hillary Clinton pantsuit.
Yeah.
Has anybody?
I've never seen her in a dress, but
You know, there's nothing
you don't
wrong
see her
with
much at all, though.
Oh, you're right. So that's
Might be the same picture. They just keep showing up.
yeah. That's some small thoughts on that. All right, let's go ahead and give away the free mount from Jay's Taxidermy. And how this works is if you entered a deer at all last week, we put your name in the hat to win a free mount. It didn't have to be the biggest deer. It was just you went by and had your deer scored. And let's get us a name here. Jay's Taxidermy down in Quitman, Mississippi.
Okay.
Listen at her. Here she comes. She's got a name.
Let me see. Wiley Williams of Clark County. Wiley Williams.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Congratulations there. Free mount. That's a
big prize.
$400, almost $500 gift.
That is. That's a great prize.
So congratulations. We want to welcome a new sponsor to the show, Honeysuckles. As we all know, this is coming up, and it's going to be Valentine's Day, and you got to take care of your sweetheart. This is front of the store right there on North Hill Street. Now, if you hadn't been in, drop in and visit them. They got a lot going on inside, as you'll see the flowers and hearts. And if you're looking something to be delivered, and as I talk to them, they say order early because you can come in you'll just have to choose what's left by the people who pre-ordered.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of right around where I work over there.
Yeah, right there on the main drag there. Yeah. Drop in and tell them what you want for Valentine's Day. You can do it over the phone by 453-3055. It's pretty easy. They're real sweet. Different arrangements that you can choose.
Yeah, I love arrangements that look real, different from other things.
Right.
That, people put real, I don't even know what you'd call it, but they'll put just different flowers together that you would never think would go together, but they look great.
Oh, absolutely. Gorgeous.
I love that. So.
February 14th is the day, and they were also going to be open on Super Bowl Sunday, which is the day before. So get your stuff ready there.
So
and if you're getting ready for a wedding, you're going to do all this, you need somebody to do your floral arrangements for your wedding, they do that also. Go by and they'll do the entire thing for that wedding there as you walk down the aisle and get married there.
Let's don't forget proms and all that are coming up at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And then as you need just a little birthday gift for somebody, they got that also there. Little happies throughout the store to choose from. And when it comes that time to where you need to send a condolence, flowers, maybe you need for the casket. I can't remember what that's called on top of it. There's a name for it.
Spray.
Yes. Thank goodness she knew that.
But, guys, if you want to get your wife or your girlfriend some flowers, don't wait till it's a special occasion. Just surprise her sometime. Just say, just because.
Do a Gomer. Surprise, surprise. See them at Honeysuckles. They got a little bit of everything. And how do you pronounce that name? Angie pronounced it for me.
Macrame.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me, but they got plenty of that throughout the store. Check it all out.
When I was little, that was big. I mean, everybody did macrame stuff. Everybody did it. I think my mother even did it back then. Like, we had an owl or something hanging on the wall. It was a macrame owl. But, yes, back in style. See
them for your Valentine's Day gift. And, of course, they'll bring that colorful van there to your place and deliver it also. Check them out. 601-453-3055 is Honeysuckle's Floral Boutique, 2626 North Hill Street. See them today. They'll help you.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville are passing along these great savings this week. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 59 cents a pound. Red, yellow, or orange bell peppers, 2 for $3. Piggly Wiggly chicken noodle, tomato, cream of chicken, or mushroom soups, 26-ounce can, $1.39. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $10. And certified Angus beef T-bone steaks, family pack, $10.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
And good morning there. So the next subject that we go ahead and tackle that's in our area, it's the most talked about thing in Meridian, and that would be Collinsville, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. And I want to be cautious on my wording because there's a thin line of what is classified as to name a type of business of what it is.
Right.
It would have to, there's an exotic maybe dance club now. In the Collinsville area, and people seem to be not real happy about it. Mm-hmm. Right on down next to the Dollar General. Get your stuff over at the Dollar General and go on in and watch the ladies there. Ladies' night out. $5 gets you in. And I tried to get Kurt to go with me. He didn't want to go.
Word.
I even called over to Keith Freeman to do my undercover work to go get me some pictures, and his wife wouldn't give him the $5 cover charge.
I can't imagine why.
I know. I would show the picture of the flyer, but I don't want to cross any lines and upset anybody this morning. But the Pajama Jamma party was there this weekend, and
you had to wear pajamas to get in. Is that correct?
Well, I kind of think it was the ladies on stage wearing their jammies, and they were skippy jammies. And Collinsville, bottom line, is not happy about this. Now, I want to be fair about this. As we find out they're renting the building that they're in. The owner of the building knew nothing of it. She was told that they were going to have a soul food restaurant. Mm-hmm. Soul, did I say that right?
Soul food.
I got tongue twisted. Mm-hmm. And this is
some kind of restaurant. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
And this is her comment on Facebook to what is going on. To clarify the situation in Collinsville, the building that I own was rented by my realtor company to the leasee for a legal business entity. Apparently, the business entity taking place now is not the intended business that was previously discussed. After becoming aware of the situation this morning, the issue is being addressed in a legal manner. This is a business that I would not condone. So she was not aware of it when she rented the building. They said, we're going to do such and such, and then they bring in the dancing girls.
Which is not right. But,
no.
You know, I'd be more concerned about the wives and girlfriends that's going to be hostile.
Well,
if they catch the husband or the boyfriend up in there.
And we all know
be some Carrie Underwood stuff going on up in there.
With this becomes other fights.
Yeah.
It leads to crime, and Lauderdale Countyans, especially the good folks of Collinsville, is not happy about this.
It surprises me, I guess. It kind of surprises me, but then again, it doesn't. With the way that the world's going right now and the stuff that people condone, it just kind of reiterates how the bad overcome is like trying to take over, But it surprises me a little bit how much people kind of are for it. Some people were for it.
Yeah.
Most of them were men, of course, but that were like, what's wrong with that? People try. Yeah, everybody's got to make a living, but, you kind of.
Sometimes you need a new profession.
To me, there would have been, if somebody wants to do something like that, that's up to them. But to just put it right in the middle of a town where there's churches down the street.
That's where I was going.
There's people who are raising their children in this town who expect more. I believe that it was kind of an in your face type thing.
Yeah.
Like because we can. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't agree with it, but
Carl Merchant says he's pretty sure
asked me.
surveillance will be going on there by the sheriff's department. I'm sure it will be.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's a sad day. I mean, when something like that comes to Collinsville, I do. I just do. But I know times change, but I think that people do need to stand up for what they believe is right,
Right.
and keep what purity I guess we can in the community. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to show the picture, but a few of you might pass out, might drop your glass of milk this morning, so I ain't going to show it.
Yeah. Somebody said it's all about money. I mean, I'm sure.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, it is.
But, and the question would be, on paper, how was it rented? Does it cross lines? Is
Right.
that, and Collinsville, I don't know, this may not have ordinances to block stuff like this.
I know years ago there was like zoning issues,
Yeah.
I would imagine, for like alcohol sales and just different things like that. But
Does Collinsville have a mayor? I don't think so. I've never seen a sign that says "Vote for me for mayor."
yeah.
So it would mean it doesn't have a city council. Maybe all that needs to start taking place to help the community. We have a God-fearing community.
Yeah.
So that's where all of that is. Everybody's been whispering about this for the last 2 or 3 days. I got it Thursday night, and I wanted to make sure it was legit because I hadn't really paid attention. And I sent it to the sheriff's department, and they investigated and said, something is there. I'll get back with you. And it does exist. Now we're looking at other things, and I'll keep you posted on this. If it turns out they can do business, we'll tell you. If it turns out they can't, we'll let you know that also.
Yeah. I mean, most people, you would agree probably in a business like that, you'd think that they would put it on like an outskirt of town. You know
would
what I'm saying? You would think. But,
it reminds me, and see if you remember this in your head, it reminds me of the scene of where George Bailey had asked not to be around. He goes down there. They've changed the name of Bedford Falls to Pottersville. And it's dancing showgirls everywhere as he runs down the street because George was not there to help the town and make it what it was supposed to be. It turned into beer drinking and all of that.
I saw a comment too where somebody said that it wasn't a fact that it was a dancing place, but if you go to the Facebook page, it does, have pictures and it does have the address. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you could believe any otherwise.
Right.
Then it does have dancing going on, but I don't know.
It was a pastor there that spoke to us, and I'll read that here in a little bit. And Ricky, because I hadn't got it, I got to have surgery upon my eyeballs.
Well, if it's a long comment, sometimes it takes us.
It's hard where you lied to catch it all, but I'll do that, and I'll send you a message. I appreciate you, Ricky, giving us a message, and I'll get back with you on that. But we'll see where all that goes. But it needed to be addressed community-wise, everybody that knows that's out there. I thought we should address it, not try to hide and not bring it up, because it is some concerns there happening here in our little community there. Let's turn and talk about, one of my other friends there. And, he's known quite a while in the area. I've known him. I think I've known Chet since I was about 17 years old. Yes. One of the most honest men you'll ever bump into. And if you need your car helped out, worked on for any reason, even just an old buggy that got left and floated down the sidewalk there and bumped into your car, he'll do that. Specializing in when deer come to visit your vehicle unwantedly by going down the whole side of it. Yeah. They'll fix it for you. 737-2961 is the last number that you'll have to remember. Honesty is what they do here. Chet's Paint and Body, they'll take care of it because they understand of not having a car to go to work with. And you're in some rental car. You need yours back to get back to your normal life. Right. They try to fix your car and get it back to you as quickly as possible. Chet's Paint and Body. You'll see them there. They'll do all types of front end repair. Maybe it's the rear end that got damaged. Or the bed. These aluminum beds on trucks, not everybody can fix them, but Chet can. They're expanding there. They're taking care of people. Honesty is what does it, day by day. This is their painting booth there. Don't get anything in that. Won't be any mess-ups on that. Color matching, it's all done right. Chet's Paint and Body, you'll find them in Center Hill, doing business, helping you out with the insurance claims and the whole 9 yards. Right. See them. They'll help you.
Making my way back home from the grocery store, I was struck by an 18-wheeler. It was horrible. My life changed in an instant, and I discovered I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And good morning, Ricky Roberts. Here come the judge. I always wanted to say that to Ricky. Boy, he's moved up in the world there. I remember when he was a canine officer many, many, many moons ago. Morning to you. Hope everything. And you never, and let me just address Ricky here. You never got back with me about the ghost up in your office. I just want to point that out.
You got a ghost in your office?
Yeah, it moves floor mats around and does all kinds of stuff at his office. But no, wouldn't call me back to tell me about the ghost.
Keep the ghost there, Ricky.
They say that there is one there.
Really?
I ain't joking.
There's too many little happenings around town with little ghost things going on in these buildings. I don't know if I want to.
Something exists. Something exists. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
I'm scared of Haints.
I don't like them either. I mean, I don't think I want to encounter one. I told you about the one. I'm not going to go back through that. But, yeah, I have had an encounter with something that was odd in the Pigford building. Wasn't that the Pigford building?
Yeah, Pigford building, yeah.
Yeah, when my daughter went to a dress shop there. So.
And if you'll notice, on most of old Southern homes, when you step up on the porch, the ceiling is painted blue, and that's to keep haints out of houses. That's what the old Southern thought was. If you painted that blue, it kept a haint away from your house. If you ever wondered why, oddly, it was blue, that's why. So I thought I'd tell you that.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I did know that was one of the characteristics of a lot of Southern homes. Southern homes, they would paint the ceilings blue. A
Florida man has pled guilty. Well, he done the unthinkable. If you think stuff, sometimes it's best just to leave it in your head.
Yeah.
He threatened Nancy and also AOC. He told them that he wanted to do bodily harm to him in a real bad way. They've arrested him. He's going to spend a little time thinking about that.
Yeah.
Ooh, have mercy there.
Everything that goes into your head don't have to come out of your mouth.
That's right. Giuliani, did he do wrong? There's a lot of folks that, of course, anything to do with Trump, they want to make it look bad. But the University of Rhode Island has revoked Giuliani and also Michael Flynn's honorary diploma that was given to them. They've revoked it and taken it back. They feel that they've done things that they shouldn't. A lot of that going on nationwide. This should have been done a long time ago. As we go to New York, the subway. I have never been on a subway. I've never been to New York.
I haven't been on a subway. The closest thing I've been to any kind of, is one of those, like, is it like a tram in an airport or something like that?
I've done that too.
Yeah.
But apparently, and maybe a few of y'all have ridden the subway. I've never been there. You wait for the subway to arrive, and the tracks are wide open. Another person was pushed in front of a train and murdered. They're now calling to go, look, we need barriers put up here to where people can't. Why wasn't that done earlier?
Yeah. You would think by now, I mean, there's been enough, things happen that they would have done something by now. But yeah, so I guess what are they talking about? Like putting a little wall barrier type thing that you have to stand behind?
Yeah, and that would save a lot. There's some mean people in this. There is no reason to ever, because I've watched the videos, I'm sure y'all have now, of people standing there waiting on the train going to work. Somebody comes up behind them and pushes them as the train is rolling in, and their life is gone.
Just horrible. Awful. Goodness.
Wow. So as we keep going and taking a look at other things there, wording is, this happened in D.C. this weekend. A lot of people got together, and I don't understand why. It wasn't like it was a rally to get your congressman's attention, but they had a rally in Washington this weekend, and a lot of folks turned out that's against the vaccine. They had played music. That's really all I think they accomplished on that. But it's your free speech to do what you want to. Now, here's something I don't agree with. Meatloaf, it is your decision if you want to get the shot.
Right.
Whether you believe I got to have it or you go, nope, I don't want it. That's your choice. Meatloaf, the singer who sang 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad, died last week. And as it was a couple days later, we find out that he did die from COVID. What is wrong are those that are making fun of Meatloaf because he did not get the shot and wishing bad luck upon him and anybody who didn't. We don't do that.
I got news for all of y'all who act like that just because people don't get the shot that, you know, I mean, even if you get the shot, you can still get
Absolutely.
the virus. You can still get it. You can still give it. I mean, you might not get as sick and it might keep you out of the hospital, but to bash people because they don't get it, I don't get that. I mean, because they kept calling it, a pandemic of the unvaxxed, and all this kind of stuff. But that is not the case. I'm sorry.
But as an American, you get to choose. And
right.
You live by your choices. Meatloaf chose his, and he passed away from it.
Right.
But no reason to be ugly after the man passed away.
People are just horrible people that just bash people after the fact. People who have lost their lives or have loved ones. I mean, he's somebody's family member.
Absolutely. He's got 2 daughters.
Right. Got daughters that are mourning the loss of their father, and people are going to bash.
Now, reading through the fine print, y'all be ready for this. The CDC is changing the wording on fully vaccinated, which now has been those 2 shots in the beginning. You were considered fully vaccinated. They're now fixing to do a little tweaking on this, and if you don't have the booster shot, you will not be considered fully vaccinated. Just an FYI, so that you're aware of what's going on nationwide.
So this makes me wonder, like all these people who had to get the vaccine, the 2 shots to keep their jobs, now are they going to have to get the booster to keep their jobs?
No, because of the ruling last week, the Supreme Court that said, Now, I also heard, and I don't know all the details on this, maybe somebody's read it, to where a federal judge, I don't see how he could overrule the Supreme Court at all.
Right.
Passed an injunction against the Supreme Court's decision about medical workers. Because, they agreed that medical workers still needed to be vaccinated to keep their job. The Supreme Court done that. Yeah. Ted Cruz called them unconstitutional, have some backbone. But a Texas judge has gone, I don't see how he can get anywhere with that ruling because that is the ultimate
the
place.
High
court.
Yeah.
So we mourn this morning. Houston. A police officer was killed in the line of duty. We also go to, and let me show you a picture of this. This is just so sad. This is the scene. This is the people that protect us, that give their lives. New York City, 22-year-old cop killed in the line of duty. We also got word that early this morning in, I believe it was Washington, D.C., that a cop has been shot, possibly fatal. I don't think he passed away as 5:30 when I read the story, but not good at all. We pray for them. We pray for our people that wear the blue that protect us. Yes. Even the people that are against cop end up calling the cops in their time of need. Y'all all know that.
Yeah.
They do for people that don't care for them. They do.
Yeah.
Pray for them. They need it.
At some point, everybody's going to need somebody.
That's right.
So, I mean,
we all need somebody. That's a song. I don't know what the rest of it is. I need to quit those outbursts. They just come to me. We do hope you're feeling good. It's still chilly outside.
It is.
If you hadn't cranked up your car, you better do that so you can see out your windshield.
I had a little nick. This is another thing that aggravates me. Now I have to replace a windshield.
Uh-oh.
I had a little nick in my windshield. And so when it froze, it went in 2 different directions.
Normally, your insurance will fix the little peck for free. But like everybody, you're too busy. You need
to get it done. So now, guess what? You got to replace
also,
your
just a reminder on that same note there, if you've got one of those little dings like that, don't shoot your high-powered rifle across the hood of your vehicle because it will make your windshield go ding. Done that, been there.
Goodness.
Let's talk about our friends over at Maple's One Stop Shop. Clean, convenient, and they are locally owned. They got 6 locations throughout town, and they try to bring you the absolute lowest prices when it comes to fuel, and they know you got to have it. You're going to have to get some today, probably.
That's right.
Drop into one of their locations. They're clean inside. They've got all types of the cold coffee. They got the hot coffee with the loyalty program there. Your 6-cup, absolutely free. Doesn't cost anything.
Who doesn't want something free?
Absolutely. I like that.
I do too. Free is good.
You're going to find it there. Just have them click your, punch your card, and then that 6-cup is free. As you go, it's clean. 7-Up, maybe that's on your mind, or an A&W root beer. It's different. Tastes different.
Yes.
See them today. Go in and get yourself pizza. A great price on that piece of pizza, chips, and a drink, all for $4.99. All fountain drinks are 99 cents right now, any size that you want. Bait shops, they've got, of course, lottery tickets, all right here in Meridian. You'll find them there. 6 locations. Drop in and visit with them. Again, Maple's one-stop shop. Visit them today and save some money. You got to have the stuff anyway. Why not save money with friends?
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz, and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
As we turn to the what were you thinking when you done this, and I know this has been going on for years that people do this, especially in Russia, and I think they do it in New York, these things to where they go jump in the water in the middle of winter. In Russia, they have to take a chainsaw and they cut out a hole in the ice to do this. And
why would you do this? Why?
Here's the picture. This is a lawyer. She's 40 years old. You see the hole there. She jumps in and guess what goes wrong? The current grabs her and she's swept down. She drowns underneath the ice because she cannot swim back.
Goodness gracious, that would be horrible.
Because you know she knew what was happening and there was nothing she could do. They call that the Orthodox
Epiphany.
But people do these type of things every year. Why don't, if they got to do it, they put a little life preserver on with a rope?
Right.
Just thinking. But
I don't understand that. I mean, to me, that is not even like safe body temperature wise.
Right.
I mean, when you change from like body temperature that fast, that can't be safe for your heart or anything else. I want to know. But anyway, I don't understand people that do that. I didn't really understand all the ice bucket challenge stuff that went on years
I remember
ago.
that.
Like, I mean, I understand it was for a good cause maybe or something. Raising money, but yeah, I don't know.
Tina says
cinnamon
it's a
challenge.
special kind of stupid out there, and I have to tend to agree with her.
Yeah,
there.
did you ever see the cinnabon challenge where people would eat a spoon of cinnamon? Like they thought they were going to put that in their mouth and just like eat it, and it like about choked them to death. I don't understand crazy stuff. Why do you?
Woo, boy. Okay, and again, thinking out loud is not, because you look at something, you go, whoo, and something goes through your mind. Yeah. Sometimes it's never best to say it. A school teacher is finding that out in Texas this morning as she is placed on leave. She called her students complete and utter morons and said she wouldn't save them if they fell in a river. She has now been placed on leave and probably will not be returning to her job for thinking out loud. Yeah, that's bad there.
Probably shouldn't be a teacher if you want to call your kids morons.
Yeah, we got a couple of pastors that are in trouble. This is in Tennessee. He's the pastor of a mega church. He's seen in a bar, and we'll just go ahead and throw that picture up there with a lady that works for the church. And so, the church was concerned about it. And that went out online. He goes, no, there's nothing to worry about. We were just having a glass of Pepsi. So the bar. You're right. Well, it gets worse now. A couple people from the church go and knock on the pastor's door at his house. For whatever reason, the door was open, and they push the door open. Probably the church paid for the house. Right. Just guessing here. Well, there she is in a towel, and there he is in his underwear. And he goes, oops, we were cooking chili and it spilled all over our clothes and we had to go take a bath.
Yeah, that would be believable, I'm sure.
Who believes that?
Good.
I mean, seriously, a preacher. He's taking a little time off from the mega church there to get his thoughts together. They
probably
there.
gave him a break.
Yeah. His name is
maybe a permanent break.
Tavener Smith. He's 41. He's announced he's taking a little time off to spend some time with God. He better. God gonna come calling. You're held at a higher accountability when you're a church. Another quick note here. Another pastor. This is awful here, and I'll do it quickly. Here he is, and that's his wife. Now you go, what are they in trouble for? They have been arrested for having 8 disabled people found imprisoned in their basement.
That is
without
awful.
any help.
Horrible.
Not everybody that wears the cloth is worthy of the cloth, is what we say about it.
Well, there are wonderful pastors out there, thank goodness.
But they sin just like we do.
Right. But, there are people who are not legit,
Yeah, and that other one there with the chili on his pants.
Right.
Lucy, you got some splaining to do. I just don't see how that could work out. We want to say thank y'all for coming by.
Yes, we do. And thank y'all for, your prayers again, and I'm glad to be back. Glad to be in the land of the living again.
Thank y'all for being a part of it. Have a great day, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by